Hi guys, Andy from my dad. Different video today as I try and help a 25 handicapper with his short game and improve his short game IQ. Paul is a friend of the channel, but also outside the channel now as well. So we visited Derby Golf Club for a relaxing 18 holes, but he wanted a little advice on the short game. So I set the cameras up in the fantastic practice area at Derby Golf Club and just let them roll. For backstory, Paul tends to play a lot of golf on his own, which he enjoys. No official handicap, but he can shoot at times in the low 90s. Had not seen his short game before, but straight away I could see that he had a setup that is very common in people who struggle with their short game. Wide stance, ball too far back in the stance, very hand drivey with no club release. This gave him confidence to hit the ball, but would come out low with too much ball speed and little spin. So this short game conversation, I tried to get Paul to understand and use the bounce of the wedge for the first time in his golfing life and go over different situations in short game to use the 3 different parts of his wedge. And I have split this into 4 shorter videos which may or may not have a few bits in it that could help you also if you're struggling a little bit with your short game. So first up, part 1, where I try and teach Paul the soft landing chip, Dan's release 2. I call it the belt buckle release just for my brain, just to use that bounce of the wedge for the first time. So hope you enjoy and hopefully you find it a little bit useful as well, guys. Right guys, so we're just going to have a little short game catch up. So cheers for coming on, Paul.
No problem.
There you go. Fan of the channel. So we're just going to go through, let the cameras roll, guys. You might pick a few little bits from here, but we'll just see how we go. So, but we're just going to chat them, mate. Right. So short game, we're working on using a bit more of the bounce. So we've had a little play for 10-15 minutes. You started to get the feels already. So should we have a go at the soft landing ones?
Yep, let's give it a
Try and use that bounce. Let's just run through. So let's have a look at the setup again then. So don't get too open. So we're trying to just release this club. So pressure on your right side. Good.
A little bit finny.
Yeah. So again, what we're trying to hear, you get a little hand drive and we want to go. So let's have a go like we said before. So let's get the setups right. So again, I don't want you getting too open. So we can set square. So square to target. Flare your right foot out. Okay. Tough lies. You got a downhill lie and tough lies on there. So I want you to feel, what I said, so on the backswing, we're going to come up. I want you to feel that this soft grip, soften that grip. That's about a 6-7. Can we soften that grip? This is going to go. And then from here, the chest's going to pick it up. Can we get it to release? And then through here, I want to narrow a hand path. So we finish, yeah, the bounce and the loft is still on the club.
Yep.
But we're going to keep for the pivot point. So your pivot point, here, here, here. And this is the pivot. So it's how soft, can you relax that grip? How soft, can we get this to come out shorter? Just let it really, nearly. Just keep going, mate. Give yourself a nice lie this time. So just relax, square. So keep this pivot point here, mate. Okay, then we're going to rotate. Let that chest rotate on the way down. Lovely. Much softer on that. So before we started today, Paul was definitely more used to driving the hands, so the more release one left hip. So we're just working on using the bounce really for the first time. He wanted to come softer, firmer conditions. So we're just trying to soften it, try and get him used to releasing this bounce. Lovely. It's much softer. It's still a lot of spin on there, isn't there, as well?
Yeah.
That's really good, that.
Yeah, it's definitely not as flat as I was getting.
Whereas before you were really a lot of shaft lean because you wanted to try and get on
more
the
like
ball.
A bump and run.
Yeah. Get the set up. Hands still there. Don't want too much shaft lean. Keep this pressure point, and then how can we take the backswing a little bit higher? Not before, but then just let it drop. Close. So we are just getting, that's where I want you to make sure we are rotating the core through. So what you get to here, I didn't get used to the left-handers, is here, we stop rotating, the hands are overtaking. So what the feeling, if we can feel it on the backswing, I want to feel that this starts to drop, but then the engine, the chest, lets it come through. Let me finish with a narrow hand pop, but we've got to get that chest right. We're not driving hard, but just let the chest rotate. Really. Let's keep going. So this is tough lie. So let's just set it, relax his grip. Square, don't get too open. Stay square, stay square. As in, let's get you to injury. Okay. Let's soften it. How soft can we get this to land? Lovely. Much better release on there. So you've never really used the bounce before, have you,
No.
today really? So it's the first time. So to pick this up straight away, I know it's a completely different feel for you. So again, stay on this pivot point. Head can stay there a little bit because we don't go there. And we're going to pivot around that. Just a narrow hand path on the way through. Lovely. Wow, look at that. That's really good. That. So I can see your hand here on your hand path is in this area. Now we're getting rid of this chicken wingy. So it's here. This is your space to play when we're using the bounce. That was your best one there. So you release your hands well and you rotate it. We can still rotate it a little bit more, but I love that release. Narrow hand path on the way through. You can go a bit longer on the backswing. Let gravity go. Lovely. And what I like with that, like we said off camera earlier, now you've entered the ground 2 inches behind that ball, but because you're using the bounce now, it's so much more forgiving, especially on these firmer lies. When we get to the wet winter lies, that's where it's a different shot to go through on there. But for now, just use it as a bounce. Really like that. Setup's good. How soft can we get on the way down? As your chest rotates. That's really good, that mate. So let's go back. So we've done, obviously, this is Dan's release 2 on my belt buckle release. So let's go back now to your release 1. We're going to come a little bit lower down. So we'll try and mix this. This is going to be, so we're going to set up for a soft landing, but then as we come through, instead of letting the club fully release to the belt buckle, you're just going to try and finish on your left hip. So this will still give it soft, but it's going to come a little bit lower and a bit more spinny. So still keeping the loft on. So same setup, but it's just the release what's going to finish. It'll feel, whereas before we're here, it's feeling that this is in there. So can we get it a little bit lower trajectory? Nearly. It's good. Setup's good, mate. Just rotate. Nice. So that for me now, you're used to release, which you've never released before. You are now releasing everything, which I like the bounce, to be fair. So I don't want to really go back through from there. But let's go. So I like the backswing. So backswing, let's have a look where we are. So you see there, the loft's on the club. We don't want this shutting down. Okay. This is where long game to short game is different. Long game, obviously, I'm more trying to shut that down. So we can add a bit of cupping. So on here, this will be the cupping extension. So as it goes back, you're actually allowing a bit of cupping. And that's exposing the bounce, adding a loft. So can you see there? So when we're looking to do the bounce shot, which you do. So that's that feeling. So let's go back to the soft landing one then. I like that you're releasing it really well on there. So let the chest come. Feel that cupping. Relax. How soft can we land this? Good. And to say this is your first day using the bounce, that's really good, mate. Yeah, that's really good, that mate. So now, like I said, let's go to, so I'm really happy with that one. To say that's your first day, so the checkpoints on here, you flare the left put, we can be square, set up more with the centre of mass a little bit behind. And then we look down the line, so that would be on the long swing, we go down, a little bit of cupping, and it just lets it come down soft. So the feeling is, gravity just comes down, the chest picks it up, and it's the narrow hand path, so I really like that, mate. I'll just duff one on camera for you. But again, that's how forgiving these shots are though. Let's try one. And what we'll do next, we'll go see if we can do the other release. Just high. Right, so now you are releasing. Let's try. So we can still get one to spin. Need to clean my grooves. So this one, this is what we're talking about. So we're going to go as though you were doing a belt buckle release 2 setup. And from here, where you've been now releasing the club, which I want you to do, I'm going to try and get a little lower trajectory.
Okay.
So I'm going to move my ball just a smidgen back. Same setup.
Just bring the head forward a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Centre of mass just ahead a little bit. And as we release down, instead of letting the club release here, I'm then just going to feel the left hip. So it'll come out. A little nip here. You can feel the spin. So as Dan would say, his is a release 2 to a release 1. So it's release 2 setup, release 1 feel on there. So this is back more to how you were releasing the club, but I still don't want the hand path to be drivey. So like we said off camera again earlier,
So
I
the
want
hands are staying where they are, but the club head's coming.
Well, it's just a release pattern. So the release pattern now, same backswing from here. So normally if you were doing that release 2, you would then release. So this one, and I still want you, like we said, I want this right tricep fixed to that chest. So then we're not going to get the chicken wing. So from here, we're going to go here, and we're just going to a little bit more into here. So try and knock this ball down. Weight, pressure on your right side still. Yeah, I love that. Better than mine. Love that. So can you feel that spin on there?
Yeah.
So whereas before you would have been drivey, so it's going to come out
it's like
hot.
Push it and it skips forward.
Yeah. So this is your belt buckle setup with a left hip release. So you're still using the loft, but just that little bit of compression on there. It's coming out lower. Yeah, I love that. That's really good, mate. Wow. You said you couldn't spin it earlier. So that's really good, mate. So one more of these for first session. Really good. So what I like here as well, like before we were losing a bit of connection on here, that connection now, so that isn't allowing you, now this is fixed to here, it's just keeping your hand path here, whereas before the hand path was here, and that's why the hand path was, but that's really good. So, okay, so let's have a go. Yeah, we said this is like the mini flop shot. So again, tough lies, I have actually given you a little bit down slope. So the feeling, what I want to do, I want you to feel now, same thing, but can you, for you, it would be throw your left hand. So from here, let that left hand go. So we're going to try and get that little flop. Should get you a better lie, really. So from here, I want you to feel that for you, it would be throw that left hand, pick the chest. So as Dan said, in that holster. In the holster. Again, I'm giving you a tough lie. And to say you've never released it before.
This is a shot I've never been able to pull off.
No. And I think this will come. So you can go a little bit wider. So again, we don't have to be too open. We can still go square. And then from here, so the feeling is we're going to go long backswing, which will be scary. And from here, whereas normally I want you to feel that your left hand is chucking at that club. Okay. But then it's still the same release patterns. So you go through, just leave the ball, just do a practice on it. So up to the top, throw your left hand, throw the left hand, throw the left hand chest, keep going, and this is the finish point.
Right.
It's okay. I'm going to relax. I want you to throw your left hand at this one. There you go. I'm finishing that pocket. Keep finishing that right pocket. Hit the ground before. We're not looking to get ball first. So throw that left hand. And here they try to give you a tough one on him. So I can see there, you're trying to fight it to get it up in the air. And you won't need to with the release. So keep the pressure points. Again, this is your pivot point. So don't be afraid just to throw that left hand as the chest rotates. And stay right. Lovely. Really good that. So the release is good, it's just having the confidence to not having to, I'm going to hit this hard now. So because
in the past I've always like really thinned them pretty badly.
Yeah.
When I'm doing this, I think I'm just going to blade this about 50 yards down.
The longer backswing is scary, but obviously if we just have confidence to let it go as we go, and we're working obviously in this area, not drive. Say that the lies are tough, so that's it. We don't need shuffling on this. We're on here. We're looking to enter just before the ball. But again, this is hard. This is a firm lie, so it's hard. That's good. So we'll do one more, then we'll move on around the green, have a little look how the chip and run is the standard one. So open your stance a little bit more. Let's try one. I want to scare you out. So we're going to really open this, which will scare you. Then regrip it. Regrip it for me. Okay, now that'll be super scary if you're going to... Okay, so I'll give you a nice lie. Could put it on a tea bag for you, but so keep the pressure points on your right. Nice neutral. But just give this a go. So you're going to throw, stay right, throw your left hand, hit that ground. There you go.
I think I was far left as I thought it would do.
Nip that one, mate. But yeah, I mean, for the takeaway from you, just on there, so now we can use the soft landing one more than just this flat one. You're really using that bounce really well through from there. Yeah, give yourself a nice lie. Last one of these, mate. So really, if you want to really do this, stick the pressure hard into your right foot, not the mass, just the pressure. Push that in there, push the pressure. Make sure then it helps you pivot round. Then when you get to the top of the backswing, throw your left hand. So it's here, there. As you're rotating, put it in the right pocket. Yeah, I love that. That's cool.
That came out better than I thought.
That's fine. So you're using the bounce there, mate. Right, let's go around the green. We'll do a little bit.
Okay.
Chipping and putting on there, dude.